There are growing concerns about two Americans who are missing and feared captured by Russian forces in Ukraine. One of them actually has ties right here to Southern California. Bob DeCastro is here now with more. And we should point out, Bob, I mean, officials are advising Americans not to do this.
Exactly. You know, this is unbelievably worrisome for the families. If true, the pair would be the first American prisoners of war in this conflict. 27-year-old Andy Wynn and 39-year-old Alexander Druki left their homes in Alabama to serve in Ukrainian's army. Both are military veterans. Wynn was born and raised in Orange County to Vietnamese immigrants and moved to Alabama 2 years ago to be closer to his fiancée. So far, the State Department cannot confirm if they're captured, but relatives haven't heard from them in over a week. And officials are investigating reports on social media that Russian or Russian-backed separatist forces had captured at least 2 American citizens near the Russian border. National Security spokesperson at the White House, John Kirby, says the administration is monitoring the situation very closely, and he reiterated those warnings against Americans going to Ukraine.
We discourage Americans from going to Ukraine and fighting in Ukraine. It is a war zone. It's combat. And if you feel passionate about supporting Ukraine, there's any number of other ways to do that that are safer and just as effective.
Wynn spoke to a local newspaper in Alabama shortly before flying to Eastern Europe in April. He said he was studying robotics at a community college, but couldn't stop thinking about Russia's invasion and the young Ukrainians risking their lives, so he volunteered to join the fight. Last week, 1 Moroccan and 2 British POWs were sentenced to death by firing squad for fighting alongside Ukrainians in a separatist court. So again, the White House says that they're monitoring the situation very closely. They say if this is true, they'll work really hard to try and make sure to get those Americans back home. But of course, this would take extremely high stakes diplomacy, and who knows what Russia would want in return for.
No guarantees.
Right,
no
which
guarantees.
is why the government in part asked people not to do this.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Those reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those people were killed by a firing squad when they were captured?
Wow.
You know, the Ukrainians had reached out very early on saying, we need help if anybody wants to come help to join us.
Wow.
And these 2 men answered the call.